The refreshed 2016 Honda Accord has big shoes to fill, its own. After all, the Accord has landed on our 10 best cars list 29 times, and it has remained one of America's favorite family shuttles in terms of annual sales. Even as the market migrates to crossovers, the Accord remains hugely important to Honda. So for 2016, Honda has added some new ingredients, covered in detail here, to its winning recipe. And we just got our first taste of the new dish. Happily, the Accord Sport remains a dynamic delight. We loved the 2013 Accord Sport we had for a 40,000-mile long-term test, especially with the Sublime manual transmission, which gets a new ball-type shift knob and still boasts slick action and a near-perfect clutch. The Sport and Touring models ride on sexy, new 5-spoke 19-inch wheels wrapped by 235/40R19 tires, which combine with chassis changes made across the 2016 Accord sedan range, high-performance dampers, the aforementioned bracing, and tweaks to the electric steering, to make it feel even more visceral than its predecessor. The 189-horsepower 2.4-liter four-banger also sounds great, partially on account of active sound amplification, as it revs to its 6,800 revolution per minute redline. A low-profile decklid spoiler, dual exhaust tips, and side sill extensions help the Sport model look the part, too, especially in the newly available San Marino red that can't be had on other models. Inside, carbon fiber-esque trim adds a dose of intensity to the squared-off interior architecture without looking cheesy or cheap. Although many of the cabin's lower interior panels unfortunately remain hard, shiny plastic. The XL model we tested came equipped with a 185-horsepower version of the same 2.4-liter four that pipes up, via the sound enhancement, when the gas pedal is depressed with any intensity. Want to know what else happens when you step on it? It actually moves, yes, even with the CVT, which was reworked to deliver power in a more linear fashion. The CVT even has a responsive sport mode, although it lacks manual ratio selection. Sport mode summons passing power with less hesitation and it finds the engine's RPM sweet spot with more authority, all the while actuating pseudo-shifts that do a pretty convincing impression of a conventional automatic transmission. Meanwhile, the ride is luxury car supple with the XL's 17-inch wheels, although a good measure of steering sharpness goes away as part of the deal, especially at high speeds, where we noticed a fair bit of play just off-center. Overall, however, the Accord feels as solid and quiet as ever. The XL also receives minor interior changes, and Honda is very proud to have entered this millennium by adding 60/40 split folding rear seats, on Sport models and higher. A bigger change, however, involves the integration of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto into the button-less, knob-less, screen-based display audio system, which incidentally still doesn't win many friends here, with its fingerprint-collecting screen that washes out completely when the sun hits it at certain angles. The only functionality of the system we sampled was Apple CarPlay. So far we can conclude that if you've made friends with Siri and speak with simple verbiage and clear diction that Apple devices can easily understand, and are content being able to use only a small number of apps, music, maps, text dictation, compatible with CarPlay, you'll probably get along fine with the system. You also had better be comfortable having your text messages read aloud for the whole car to hear if you want to receive any while the car is in motion.